Susie Goodwin here. If you're podcast coaching with me, I'm going to recommend Anchor every single time as your host, and here's why. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And then Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You guys, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it quite literally has everything you need to become a podcaster right in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome to Serve Then Sell. This is an album-style show dedicated to network marketing and direct sales professionals who do things differently. This fourth season, or album as we refer to it, is with Erica Rothenberger. She's a leader at Isagenix and mentor to a number of entrepreneurs who are also moms. This album is themed Show Up, and you'll hear us discuss how consistency counts in every area of selling and leading. Welcome to the Serve Then Sell podcast. This is album 4, all about showing up. This is the final episode in this album with Erica Rothenberger. You guys, we saved the best for last. This is about leadership. In this episode, Erica and I are going to discuss showing up as a leader and developing leaders. This is her area of expertise. You're going to hear my girl shine. And without further ado, let's talk about leadership with Erica Rothenberger. All right, welcome to the final episode in this album. I've got Erica Rothenberger. Serve Then Sell listeners, you've been listening to her talk about showing up all album long. Erica, let's talk about showing up as a leader. Can you talk a little bit first about leadership structure in network marketing or direct sales for those who are unfamiliar?
Absolutely, Susie. So I think, we always think the leader has to be at the front of the pack every single time. But what I want to remind everyone is, before I get into the actual structure, is that everyone can show up as a leader every day. And I don't care if you started your business yesterday or you've been in this industry for, 10 years. Everyone has the ability to show up as a leader in their own way, their own, form each and every day. So do not forget that. The beauty of direct sales and network marketing is that we are on a team. And typically there is a leader that you join. And why do you join that person? Because you know them, you like them, you trust them, you want to be part of their tribe. But the organization is in so many ways dependent on the way that your particular network marketing company is set up. We are on teams, and we are all going for common goals. We are going for growth. We're surrounding ourselves with people. So typically you come on board, you join a team that you've been either watching, that you trust, that you like. You have someone that actually sponsors you, someone that's saying, hey, listen, I'm going to bring you on board and I'm going to help you grow your organization. And then you start bringing other people on board that either want to be part of your tribe, you want them part of your tribe, and you start building truly a beautiful team camaraderie.
I love this about network marketing in that you can choose your mentor. You can choose the culture of the team that you join. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. It's not like a corporate setting where you get a supervisor assigned to you. You get to choose.
Absolutely. And I think that's so beautiful. And for someone that is in corporate, I've seen that be one of the biggest differences. I get to decide, who shows up in my business, who I want to be part of. Like you said, in corporate America, you could be, with people that just, quite frankly, aren't part of your tribe or aren't people necessarily that you want to work with. And yet you have to either mold yourself or change the dynamic of the team. And the beauty of network marketing is you get to attract and bring those people on board who have similar mindset than you and similar beliefs in what they want to do and where they want to go. And quite frankly, I will say that so many times I never even look at it as business partners. They're truly become friends. And that is such a beautiful thing. And such a, I think, differentiating factor between network marketing and corporate America.
For sure. You get to work with people that you legit like want to do girls' night with or coffee with or whatever. It's so cool.
Absolutely.
Talk to us a little bit, Erica, about why it's important to develop leaders. So if you're a leader, no matter what level it is, you're leading one person, you're leading 1,000 people. Why is it important to develop those that you are mentoring?
You know, Susie, this is such a great question and something that happens so often. And I think a lot of people get stuck, especially when they're new to network marketing, is they can enroll just about anyone, right? They can sign people up. They can get people that, love their products. And let's face it, our customers are absolutely amazing. They're a lot of times the foundation of all of our businesses. However, if someone just simply becomes, I love the expression, a sponsor monster, in the sense that they're just bringing people on board who just want to use their products, it's going to be a lot of work for their business. And it's going to be really challenging to ever get to the levels that that person may want to get to within the organization. It is so critically important, or equally, if not more important, to find other people who want to duplicate your efforts. And it goes back to, just any sports team that I think about, making sure that you have those starting line with players on the field. You have those people that want to go in the same direction at you, that are looking at the same goals, that have, quite frankly, winning in mind, and they're willing to go after those goals. They're willing to make the sacrifices together. But it really is, especially at the beginning, someone doesn't just show up the first day and become a leader in your organization. You have to pour that belief in them. You have to help them become that leader. But equally, they have to meet you at least halfway. And I always say that, you have to want to meet me there. I will pour into you and I will help you get there, and I will help you become that leader that you want to. But if you aren't showing up, then that's not fair to the other leaders that deserve my time.
I love that you point this out. It sets a very specific boundary. And it also, you want that person to be hungry to elevate the team. I love that you use that sports team analogy, because it really is just illustrative of the teamwork that happens in network marketing.
Absolutely, Susie. And, I think all throughout life, if you think of the best teams that you've been on, and whether that's a sports team, whether that's, another group that you've been part of, the teams that really grow and really get to that next level, are the ones that are linking arms, that they're encouraging each other, that they're helping each other. And it's just, to me, such a beautiful, beautiful space to be in, especially in a world that, right now that looks a little bit dark. Creating that community and that camaraderie, that it's not all about just the business. It's really about how we can get in that mindset, how we can change other aspects of your life. And I've seen my life evolve by surrounding myself with people that, quite frankly, are better than me in a lot of ways, that have different skill sets, that have different beliefs, that have just really helped me push those limits because of their actions.
Can you share with us, Erica, a little bit about your leadership style? And then let us know if you work with folks who have different styles.
Great question. I would say my leadership style, if I were to really sum it up, is just a leader of encouragement. Constantly encouraging, casting that vision for other people, remembering what their why is when they forget it, remembering why they first decided to show up, and reminding, people of their story, and being willing to be there for them when times do get tough, and being willing to also give them the grace when they can't show up. I've had leaders in my organization, true leaders, Susie, that have experienced times where either a loss of a family member, or they've gone through a hard time in their life, or some trials and tribulations. And let's face it, we all have them. Still being there for them and giving them the grace to say, hey, listen, I need to take a step out this season. And I've seen other leaders do it in different ways. And what I love about this is we all get to be our own self. And it doesn't make one leader better or the other, but you need to go back to that authenticity. What makes you feel that you are giving your team and providing for them everything that you can? And to me, you showing up as your authentic self and and doing the do. Right? If my leaders see me out there just saying, oh, work harder, do this, enroll more, do that, what am I showing them? I need to be doing that too. And if I'm not showing up and working my business the way that I expect them to work their business, how can I ever be a leader?
I love this point. The theme of this entire album is showing up, and I love the tenacity that you bring to the table, Erica. As we part, can you give the folks out there a challenge to be able to show up for themselves or for their team every day? What can they do? How can they get in the habit of that?
Great question. I mean, it goes down, it kind of brings us full circle, is really that consistency and deciding what that's going to look like for you and being fair with yourself. I see some people who, one day they put 8 hours into their business, but then they don't show up for 8 days. I would rather you show up every day for an hour. And it goes back to me, the biggest thing that you can do is really be fair with your expectations. Where do you want your business to go? And how many hours or how much time will that require? And then what is really feasible? Let's not disillusion ourselves and pretend that you can show up for 10 hours a day if you work a full-time job like myself. Like, you have to be fair to yourself and then decide what be realistic with your goals. But laying that out every Sunday evening, Susie, I look at my schedule. I lay it out. Where are the times that I'm going to find for my business that week? What are my goals that I set out at the beginning of the month that I'm working to obtain? And am I there? Am I behind? Do I need to put more time in? Do I need to put more effort in? And being really, really true, digging deep to yourself and asking yourself that question. I see a lot of times in network marketing, people blaming, oh, well, my upline didn't do enough, or my downline's not doing enough, and everyone's not working hard enough, or this, that, and the other. And taking a step back and saying, okay, how am I? Because you're at the end of the day, the only one that you can ultimately control. Are you showing up the way that you need to every day? And not being afraid to put the mirror in front of your face and ask yourself that question.
Woo! You're taking us to church, girl. Hey, I want to thank you so much for your advice throughout this album. When we started this album, I'm giving the listeners here a little sneak peek. When we started this album, we didn't really have a theme. And obviously, if you have clicked on this episode, you know the theme of this entire album is showing up. And Erica, you are an exquisite example of that, both personally for your business, as a mother, as well as a leader on a team.
Well, thank you so much, Susie. I am so beyond grateful for this community, for you, and for being able to just share hopefully some nuggets for some people that can take them away, use them as inspiration, and take their business to the next level. And it truly is a depiction of what this business and this marketplace is, by meeting people like you. And the reason that you and I connected to be together in just so many ways.
Thank you for listening to Serve Then Sell. Album 4 is with Erica Rothenberger, and it's all about showing up for yourself and in your business. We talk this through the lens of network marketing or direct sales. I hope you enjoyed this episode and will pass it on to someone else in the industry who could be blessed by it. You can also go to Erica, that's with a K, ERIKA.ServeThenSell.com, Erica.ServeThenSell.com, and you'll see all of the episode notes and resources, everything for this entire album, which can be listened to one by one or all at once as a masterclass. I want to thank Erica again for joining me as the co-host for this album, and you guys remember to show up.